Time has always been a mystery. In our last hours, death always knows when our time is up. Death never runs late. Death themselves does not have its own hourglass, but collects others until it is time for them to be broken and replaced by another. Death is the most mysterious thing in the world, but it is the most certain. Everything living will most certainly die, but the timing is always unknown. However, we do seem to know when our time is up. I've heard plenty of stories told by loved ones about hearing someone on their deathbed talking about death in their life right before they die. Maybe we all do know when our time is up, but only when death wants us to know. Death walks into a room full of hourglasses. All the hourglasses are set to a different time. None are the same. Some are set closely to each other, but none are set the same. Every hourglass is created differently. Each hourglass was created with the personality we were given at the time of our creation. Its character changes as we get older, because as we get older, our character changes. Some hourglasses are set full. Some hourglasses are full of life. Other hourglasses are not so full because their lives were meant to be short. Just because someone has a short life doesn't mean they don't have a great life ahead of them. Often they are the ones who truly understand the meaning of life. Death breaks the glasses needed to be broken. Death never misses, even though people believe death has missed their hourglass. If anything, it is death warning them that death is near and death is real. Death never takes a life early or late. It does whatever it needs to do because it knows a new hourglass needs to take its place. Death is feared by most, but death is never to be feared. Death knows we fear it, but it always welcomes us. Death welcomed me into its world. It's constantly taking lives and replacing hourglasses. More hourglasses are placed in front of it than being broken. But life seems to be slowing down very quickly. We don't know why, but it is not our place to know why this is happening. Death is always silent. I've never heard a single word come out of its mouth. Even when I ask questions, it remains silent. Death is a mystery. Even I don't know much about it, and I've been here for thousands of years. Death brought me here under its wings. I remember looking at death for the first time. I wondered what its face looked like, but there is no face. It is a fog underneath its cloak. Often humans see it as a skeleton, but it is not. It is the angel of death, and angels do not have bones. They are not a solid object. Angels are more like fogs. Death brought me here, but I don't know why. There was nothing special about me when I was alive. Sometimes I can see people dying, and death is always there. I feel like it is trying to tell me something whenever I see someone's life being taken away. It's never a good way to die. Death is always showing me something horrific to me. Often there is a lot of blood. It's never easy to watch, even though it is only a few seconds. War is what it likes to show me. That is where death often appears and stays for a long time. I've never fought in a war before, but I have seen some things very similar. For example, I have seen villages taken over and villagers are killed. Kids and women were always saved, but the men were always killed. When I arrived, death showed me my broken hourglass. It wasn't what I thought it was. It had roses, but they were black. Inside of the broken hourglass was a knife that looked too familiar. It was covered in blood. I remember picking up the bloody blade and quickly put it down. I saw too much when I picked it up. I saw too many lives being taken by a knife just like this one. A lot of those people looked familiar to me because it runs in my family. I even saw myself because that's how I ended up here. I was never like this until that very day. I never understood how anyone could take their own life until it happened to me. I guess you could say that this kind of action runs in the family, but I never thought it would ever be me. I never had those thoughts. I never had those thoughts until that day. It is a day I wish I could take back, but I can't. From my understanding, everyone who has done this ends up regretting it. Everyone I've ever talked to about it has always regretted it. The black roses have always piqued my interest from the hourglass. I pick one up and take a look at it. I don't know why I am so drawn to it, but I am. I look at the hourglass and I black out. Death shows me something. This time it is a room. It is an empty room. It smells, but it doesn't smell like death. I ask, why are you showing me this? Death shows me what happened here. A man in a full-piece suit pulls out a knife and walks right into this place. He runs up to the woman in here and starts stabbing her. He stabs her more than needed, but the man is taken out shortly after. Another man ends up taking this man out with a revolver. Weeks after this incident, a few teenagers burned down the house. Years later, the house was built and a new family moved in. The family was a woman, a man with 2 young boys, and 1 baby girl. I came out of the vision and put my hourglass down. I look at death and ask, why am I here? Death doesn't say anything or acknowledge me. It just continues to do what it has been doing since the very beginning of time. I walk out of the area and go to my own place. I enter my place and go to my room where I lay down and think. I think about whatever death shows me and teaches me. I think a lot about death because I do learn a lot. It takes time for me to understand its teachings, but they are most needed lessons. I've learned a lot from death, even if it does not talk to me. Its visions are what keep me interested. Its visions make me more grateful for the life I had when I was living. They let me know that my life wasn't as bad as I thought it was.